part 3. That's something I've got to talk to the cardiologist about to try to get that figured out. I've been trying to work more. I've also been trying to walk and ride my bike. Friday, I actually walked down to the bus stop and back Friday evening without a problem. Yesterday, I rode my bike down to the bus stop and back, and it wasn't a problem. There's one section of the road that scares me because I'm on like this peak in the land, and like 500 feet, 5 to 700 feet that way, east, there is a little dip, a little gully in the road. It goes down, then it goes back up, and there's a little creek at the bottom of it. And oddly enough, about the same, 5 to 700 feet the other way, there's also a little creek that crosses the road, and there's a little decline and incline down that way. Which is one reason why my property, it never floods, because I'm on like this peak, and it gradually slopes east and west of my property. I get standing rainwater, but I never get like flooded. So I was worried about the incline going out and coming back, because I had to pedal harder and work harder. It would work my body, in turn work my heart harder. So I made a point of, as I was coming to the decline, gearing up one gear and really pedaling and gaining as much speed as I could, so that I could kind of coast through the incline and make it out of the incline at least most of the way without having to pedal and fight that incline. And I managed to do that pretty well. My bike is a big bike. I've got I think it's 20. It's got 27 or 28, maybe 29-inch wheels with huge, almost like motorcycle tires. So it ate that up pretty easy, and it's easy to ride. And I didn't have an issue. And one of the reasons that I'm trying to start doing that is I need to exercise. I need to get stronger. I need to get my heart stronger, and the only real way to do that is to exercise. I'm trying to be careful about how much I exercise and what I do. That's something else I've got to talk to the cardiologist about and try to get figured out, what I can and can't do. But, walking to and from the bus stop, riding my bike to and from the bus stop has not been that bad. And like I said, one of the reasons I'm doing that, aside from exercise, is I've got this tag-along bicycle. It's basically like a 20-inch like BMX size bicycle without a front fork. Instead of a front fork, the frame extends to a like trailer coupling, and I can couple that to a bracket on the seat post of my bike, and I can then put Joey on that, and we can ride, and I tow him along. I keep us both upright, but he can also pedal and help me with power to the bicycle. Had this thing for a while, and we used it several times when he was like 5. And all I had to do to put him on it now is raise the seat post. Because he can't ride a bicycle yet. I'm hoping to use this thing to try to better help him understand the mechanics of riding a bicycle. But also I am thinking about, at least sometimes, taking him to the bus stop in the mornings for school on this little bike train. It would conserve gas. And I don't know, what's wrong with the truck, if anything is really wrong with it. I'm going to, if I get enough donations on GoFundMe, I'm going to go get a bottle of Lucas transmission fix. If I don't, I'm going to try to get a bottle when I get paid next month. Shit's expensive, but it's one of the few additives out there that really does work. It helps. It's not really a fix, but if you're having transmission issues, depending on what they are, it will help. It will extend the life of your transmission till I can afford to, tear into it and try to really see what's wrong with it. And this way too, he's not riding his bicycle down to the bus stop, so I don't have to try to come back with two bicycles. My bicycle is very tall, with angel wing ape hanger handlebars. It would be very difficult for me to, hold my handlebars with one hand and reach down and hold his bike and try to come back to the house that way. And his bike it's a small frame. It's a mountain bike the size of a BMX bike, but it's a steel frame and it is heavy as hell. And there is no way that I could ever carry that damn thing back to the house. So with this little tag along, I don't have to do that. I don't have to worry about how do I transport his bike home. Because I know for damn sure if I chained his bike up to a street sign or telephone pole or something like that, even though we live in a good neighborhood, I would give it maybe a week or two before somebody tried to steal his bicycle. So this makes it to where we can get down to the bus stop quicker than just walking. And he can get a little feel for riding a bike, and I can get some exercise in. I'm a little bit concerned, about the extra weight that, the extra load that will be on my heart for him being behind me. But again, the tag along, it has a fully functioning pedal and sprocket system, so he can actually pedal us along. Or help me pedal us along, and then it don't weigh nowhere near enough by itself to cause me a problem coming home or going back out to the bus stop in the afternoon. I'm going to try to do that in the mornings though, because it's going to still be hot as hell in the afternoon. In the afternoon I'll still go in the truck, but that'll be less of a load on the truck. Oh my Lord. And I was working on that today, getting that cleaned up, airing up the tires, hitting the brakes and derailleur, with some white lithium grease and a little bit of WD-40 in certain spots. I need to adjust the derailleur on my bike. Need to adjust that derailleur. I can't really see to do it right now. So I'll see how it does when I'm pulling him behind me. It's a little bit hard to keep it in the lower gear, which is where I want it right now, because that's the easiest to pedal. I think it's like a 7-speed, but Yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing that. I might, try to show that off tomorrow. Um, and I'll have Joey tomorrow night. So we might try it Monday morning. Um, we will see. We will see. Uh, I guess it all depends on how I'm feeling. Like right now, I got some pressure. I got, I can feel it slightly out of rhythm. It's fluttering a little bit. So I got to get in there and take my meds. It's about time for it anyway. Been raining most of the evening. I got most of the day without rain. I managed to cut the grass inside the back fence for the dogs and the cat.